All right, let's talk about the syllabus. Hopefully, all of you know a syllabus is essentially a contract between you and me, specifying my expectations for you and allowing you to know what you can expect of me. Sets out principles, rules, and any details that essentially we need to make it through the class successfully together. And it allows you to know exactly what's expected of you in order to perform to a satisfactory level in the course over the course of this semester. If you're in the content site here, the syllabus is always up top here as a tab that you can access. These links right here go to the exact same place. Likewise, in Moodle, I have put a static version of the syllabus that you can download in various types. If you're looking for an accessible version, though, the content site actually provides the most accessible version of the syllabus. As we go through this semester, you're going to notice in places sometimes this class is called Principles of Sound Design or Intro to Sonic Art. Just to get ahead of that now so you can clear that up, you right now are all registered for MART 330, Principles of Sound Design. However, this class had been the School of Visual and Media Arts Introduction to Sound class for quite some time. We, however, recognize that we would like to add a couple more Sonic Art classes within our portfolio. And in order to do that, we wanted to actually drop the number on that. So starting next academic year, that is 2021-2022, this class will be MART 245 Intro to Sonic Art. So some of the design choices on this website are looking forward to that. If you're a Sonic Arts track BFA Media Arts major, talk to me at some point. That will not affect your transcripts or ability to move forward at all. And for anyone who wants to take an intermediary Sonic Art class in the future, please stay in touch with me. There will be some opportunities to do that, and we can do some workarounds depending on what classes you're interested in taking. All right. Within the syllabus, here's kind of the overview of each of these. And if you click on any of these, it'll take us to that topic heading. But let's just get started. So again, the name of this class is Principles of Sound Design, although it is our Intro to Sonic Art class. The course is MART 330. This is the CRN in the catalog. The term that we're talking about specifically right now is Spring 2021. This is a 3-credit class, and this is an online asynchronous class experience. There will also be an optional weekly Zoom session, as I mentioned in the email that I sent out at the beginning of the week. That is currently slated to happen on Wednesday from 10:30 a.m. to noon. I will send out a link actually so that you have that, and the link will also always be on the Moodle page. This class is housed within the School of Visual and Media Arts, which is part of the College of the Arts and Media, of course, at the University of Montana. Go Grizz. Again, I am Michael Music. Here's my email if you ever need to send me an email. My office is in McGill Hall. It's number 232, but we are not doing in-person office hours within the Media Arts Department this semester, so it is by appointment only via Zoom. And I showed you on the last page how you can set up an office hour appointment with me, but this Calendly link will take you there. This is the same thing that I showed you on the last video. We've already gone over the description of the class a couple of times, but I do want to point out this note: due to COVID-19, these classes, MART 245 and MART 330, have been combined. That's one of the things that we did this year to accommodate some of our reduction in adjunct faculty. And as such, this document will refer to this class primarily as Intro to Sonic Art. We've already discussed some of the student learning outcomes and objectives. For the course modality format, due to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, the Department of Media Arts has moved all of our classes to online asynchronous or remote synchronous for this entire academic year. As a result, this course will be delivered via online asynchronous modality. What this means for you is that all content is available via the web. I will open it up essentially every week, and then you'll have a week to work through that content at your own pace. That's why the Zoom session is optional. That's why it wasn't part of the catalog when you registered, and that's why some of you probably have conflicts which won't allow you to come to the optional Zoom session. The idea with an asynchronous class is that you can actually work through it at your own pace, and this means you could have jobs or be doing something else or traveling or in a different time zone. And Media Arts has always had these asynchronous classes. We have an asynchronous degree. Our Bachelor of Arts degree was developed as an asynchronous degree. And so this is something we've been doing for a number of years, and luckily that helped us with our transition for COVID. And finally, as mentioned, I will be holding an optional Zoom-based lecture every week. This lecture will not cover new material or material beyond the content that's already available via this content website every week. Instead, it serves as an opportunity for you to hear about the content directly from me, engage with me, and ask questions. I've scheduled this optional Zoom session on Wednesdays so that in theory, so the way we're going to run the course this semester, and we'll get into it a little bit on the next page, is that I'll open up course content Friday morning, and you'll have until the following Friday at midnight. So there's a one-day Friday overlap of every week. That means that hopefully you've got Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday to start working through the content. And then on Wednesday, if you've got questions or if you want to go through things specifically with me to hear them in another way, you can sign on to this Zoom session. We'll work through things. We'll talk through it. It'll be a lot of fun. And then you'll still have a couple days to get your homework in. There is a declaration here that I want an explicit declaration that for the optional Zoom sessions, I will record those so that students who can't be at them can still get that extra time and kind of more of a standard class format if they so desire. Those recordings I will post to Moodle, so they will be behind the Moodle firewall and will not be posted publicly in order to protect all of your identities from the larger general world, if that's a concern for you. Course websites, we will use both Moodle and this content website, which you're on right now. Moodle is where I will specify due dates and assignments, and I will also have you submit your assignments to Moodle. Again, that way, submitting your assignments behind a firewall and making sure that they're not generally available to the world. This is an introductory course intended for students interested in the field of sonic arts, audio, sound, music, etc. As such, there are no prerequisite courses or skills necessary. This course does not require you to purchase or acquire any software, but it does require some technology. So let's get into that. Next week, we're going to be talking about the basic software platform that we're going to use for the entirety and majority of this semester. It's known as Reaper, and this is a digital audio workstation that's multi-platform. That is, there are versions of it for both Mac and PC, as well as an experimental Linux version. And I really like Reaper. I'm really excited to be teaching this software to you. Reaper is not necessarily an industry standard, but it is widely used and incredibly useful and fully capable software environment. One of the reasons why I'm choosing Reaper, and I'll get into this next week, is primarily because of the financial model they employ. Whereas most DAWs cost hundreds of dollars a year or a huge investment initially, Reaper actually takes a different path where there's a 60-day trial, and after 60 days, the software encourages you to purchase a license, but does not require it. You can actually say that you're still trialing the software. So if this is the only time you're going to take a sonic art class, and this is the only semester you're using the software, you can choose to continue trialing that software for the duration of the semester. But even if you decide to purchase it, which I would highly encourage you to do, Reaper only charges $60 last time I checked for a perpetual license. That's not yearly, that's for a perpetual license. And they will then charge a nominal upgrade fee for major version upgrades. And those occur, I think, every 5 years or something along those lines. So it's a great piece of software. It's incredibly affordable and something that I would encourage you to eventually consider purchasing. The one piece of hardware you will need to purchase for this class, if you don't have already, is a set of headphones. Headphones obviously are important because that's what you're going to listen through and do most of your work through. I'm sitting in my office right now, and although I can't easily show you, I've got a decent set of studio sound monitors or speakers set up, and this is what I listen through. These are very expensive, require calibration of both the system itself and the room, and many of you won't have access to setting those up in your bedrooms to create makeshift sound studios. So instead, we're going to rely on headphones. You need to get a decent pair of headphones and invest in them because they are your defense against poor audio quality and will allow you to actually understand what's going on with your work. just as though you'd want a decent computer screen or monitor in order to create visual-based graphic artworks or movies. To know what you're actually putting out there and producing, you'll want a decent pair of headphones to know what you're actually putting out there and producing from a sound perspective. On the syllabus, I have a number of suggested headphones. If you've got questions about your headphones, please feel free to touch base with me about them. In general, I would encourage you to get a pair of headphones that does not include noise cancellation. I love noise cancellation headphones, and they have a place on airplanes, on trains, in cafes, when you're in a noisy place and need to try and kind of center into yourself. But they do some funny things to the audio that we don't want you trying to work through for this class. So I would encourage you to get a secondary set of headphones. Likewise, I want these to be actually over-the-ear headphones. I've got an example right here. Over-the-ear headphones are the kind they literally go over your ears. And the reason for that is that these are more natural sounding headphones, typically higher quality. Earbud or the kinds that sit into your ear canal are great for many purposes again. And I'm not saying that those are not good headphones. The Apple AirPods, for example, are sort of a really important purpose, are easy to move around with, can be useful for working out, and have their purpose. But they do not create the kind of audio quality that we're looking for in this class. So I want you to get a decent pair of over-the-ear headphones. There's kind of two types of headphones, open back and closed back. Open back allows sound from the outside world to come in. It also means that the sound you're hearing actually goes out into the outside world, and closed back try to cover up as much of that sound as possible. Either of those is fine. I would probably suggest you get a pair of closed back headphones. The two I suggest are either the Sony MDR 7506, which I believe are $90. This is a link to Amazon right now, $88.99. This is a standard studio headphone that's a very good quality and produces a nice sound that we can trust for what's coming out of there. The pair that I personally use and actually bought when I was an undergrad a long time ago, getting started out with all this, are the Sennheiser HD280 Pros. They're a little bit tighter fitting headphone, but I really like them for the sound quality that they produce and the way that they fit my head. With both of these headphones, actually, all of these parts, the ear pads as well as the head pad can be replaced as they wear out over time, which makes them, that's why I've had mine now for a long time. Other recommendations that I have kind of across some various price points. If you feel as though $100 is not affordable for you right now, I completely understand it. Don't want you to feel like that's a barrier to you participating in this class or being successful in this class. On the cheap side, kind of that'll still get the job done. Headphones, Samson SR857 semi-open back headphones are a great choice. I guess they've gone up to 42 now, and I do apologize about that. These, just to be aware of, if you're sitting around with roommates or by other people, they'll hear what's going on in your ears. So from that standpoint, there's some bit of a compromise, but they're good headphones. Likewise, the AKG semi-open studio headphones are a really standard headphone and something that we can trust. And then finally, on the cheaper end is the Sennheiser HD202s, which will produce a decent quality for this class. On the more expensive side, two that I'd suggest are these Audio-Technica ATH M50s. These are a great pair of headphones, and you can get them in some different colors if you want to have some stylish options. There's actually a wireless version of these as well that have Bluetooth. And if you're looking for a pair of over-the-ear Bluetooth headphones, I can suggest these actually for this class because they still have a wired input in them, as you can see right there. So you can still plug them into your computer and know that you're getting a high-quality stream directly from your computer and not relying on Bluetooth, but they can also be used as Bluetooth headphones for your phone. They also have a non-Bluetooth version. And then finally, the most comfortable headphones on this list are the Beyerdynamic DT770 Pros, and I would get the 32 ohm. These are incredibly comfortable for long periods of time, and they're not going to hurt your head. For more information on headphones, there's a nice little basic overview here of different headphone types that I'd encourage you to read through. You're all media arts students or art students or in the university environment, and so obviously during the times of COVID, you probably know that you need a decent computer. For this class, it needs to be capable of running modern digital audio workstations, and doing some video editing work, as well as Zoom if you're coming to the optional meetings. There are no required textbooks for this class. Instead, all of the information that you'll need for this class will be presented through this content website or as PDF readings that you can download. And that's my commitment to try and keep the cost of the course as low as possible, recognizing that you need to invest in a pair of headphones potentially, as well as software potentially. Let's talk about some policies. Course evaluation. Your work and progress are going to be assessed primarily through in-class. Sorry, my camera tweaks every moment for every little bit there. So if it paused, I apologize. But your progress will be assessed through in-class participation, discussions, and critiques. Your artistic projects, which is going to be the majority of your assessment over the course of a semester. And this is actually the creation of sonic artworks, utilizing concepts and aesthetic ideas that we discuss in class, as well as technical and tools that we present to you. Listening and reading responses. There'll be a number of listenings that you'll respond to, as well as readings that you'll respond to. And then a final exam. I am currently intending to give a final exam, although this may get canceled, and we'll see. Grade breakdown is as follows. Excuse me. Forum-based participation, discussion, and critique, 5%. So this is actually your engagement on the Moodle class and with your fellow colleagues in the course. Creative and technical skill development projects, that's those artistic projects that you'll actually be creating yourself. Listening and reading responses are 10%. The final creative project will be 15%. So this is a big one. This is the biggest single graded assignment of the semester. And then the final exam is 10%. If we end up not having the final exam, I'll redistribute these percentages amongst these other categories. And the grade breakdown is fairly standard. 93 and up gets you an A. 90 to 93 gets you an A minus. 87 to 90 gets you a B plus, and so forth. Late work. For any projects which are experienced as a group, that is, in which you are commenting upon your fellow classmates' projects, I cannot accept late work because they'll not be able to experience your project. With COVID going on and everything else, obviously there are going to be exceptions to this. So stay in touch with me. I hope you'll learn throughout the course of the semester that I try to be as flexible and understanding as I can. What I'd ask is that whenever possible, get the work in on time. When you can't, reach out to me. Please don't stay silent. Please don't just hide and pretend the problem will go away. Send me an email, set up an office hour appointment, and let's talk about it to make sure that you stay on top of the work for this class. Technically, I will take off 5% per day for lateness. If you contract COVID-19 during the course of the semester, I'm not going to ask that you tell me what's going on with you from a health perspective. Just let me know that there are things going on, and I will work with you to make sure you get caught up or stay caught up. Again, this class is being offered, the optional classes are being offered via Zoom, and so there's a whole section on Zoom etiquette here. I'd really like you to read through that. Essentially, make sure that your cameras are on when you're on Zoom. It's really hard for me to interact with a empty Zoom room in which everyone just has their camera and microphones off. If that's the case, I probably will stop doing the optional Zoom classes because it'll feel as though no one is there. Make sure that you are presentable visually. This means, of course, that you're wearing appropriate clothing. This is clothing that you'd feel comfortable coming to class in if you were in person. This means that you're making sure that your background of your Zoom camera shot doesn't include inappropriate images or material. You should try to make sure your visual and audio quality is professional. We are in the School of Visual Media Arts here, so we do expect you to have some knowledge and understanding of how to create professional video and audio quality streams. I'll help you with the audio quality piece of it, obviously. And then make sure the lighting is sufficient to see your face. If it's too dark, as an example, if I turn off my light here, you can't see me. This is no fun. It's really difficult. So keep the light on and make sure that we can see what's going on. And then finally, ensure that your bandwidth or throughput of your Wi-Fi or internet signal is enough to allow for Zoom at wherever you're choosing to do this. Academic honesty, plagiarism, and cheating policy. This comes from the University of Montana's Student Conduct Code. So I'm assuming you're all familiar with that. Essentially, do not cheat. Please be honest. Do not plagiarize, and we won't have any problems. If you do, I have the right to fail you for the semester and kick you out of the remainder of the course. I likely won't go that far, but let's not get to that point, okay? There's no reason to cheat. There's no reason to plagiarize. If you're behind on assignment, talk to me. We'll figure it out how to get you caught up. That being said, you are in the School of Media Arts. You're doing stuff with audio and potentially code and other classes. This is my boilerplate language for all my syllabi, so ignore the code piece. You're not coding this semester, but you may use from time to time audio found elsewhere. The expectation is that that audio is under the appropriate license, and there are a number of licenses, including Creative Commons and open source licenses that do make that possible. Some of them require you to attribute where you got that media from. Some of them do not. It is your responsibility to make sure that you are using content which you are allowed to use. If you have any questions on that, please read through any of these and all of these sources. This course operates under a no censorship policy, and you should feel free to experiment with challenging topics in your projects. That said, if you submit work with violent or sexually explicit themes containing hate speech, racial slurs, or other sensitive subject matter, I might contact you to request more background information on your choices and to get some validity as to the choices you're making. We don't want to offend anyone else in the class. I really believe this to be an open environment where I want everyone to feel welcome. But I also want you to be able to feel free to explore the artistic subjects that you so desire. So we'll find the way to walk that line. And I look forward to working with all of you on that. Be kind. Be respectful to each other. Help each other and be considerate in your communications with the instructional team. No trolling shared work and ideas. Be constructive with any critical feedback you give. It's really important to me, especially with everything going on in the world right now, that we're kind to each other and accepting of each other and create an environment that everyone's excited to be a part of. Your experience in this class is important to me, and I welcome individuals of all backgrounds, beliefs, ethnicities, genders, gender identities, gender expressions, races, national origins, religious affiliations, sexual orientations, ages, abilities, and other visible and non-visible differences. Please know that I will gladly honor your request to address you by an alternate name or gender pronoun, and all members of this class are expected to contribute to a welcoming, respectful, and inclusive environment for every other member of this class. If you're here, I'm really excited to be working with you, and I hope you know that you are welcome in this community and environment. If you have a disability or other visual or non-visual difference that affects your ability to work or get work done on time, please make sure that you have gotten in touch with Student Disability Services, or DSS. The link is right here. And please, if you'll need accommodations for the course, please create a plan with DSS to reach out to me, and so we can create and discuss how to best accommodate the course. I will make every modification I can where appropriate that does not fundamentally alter the academic standards or meaning of this course for you. Of course, I want you to feel welcome, so we'll work together and make sure that happens. COVID-19 specific information. If you are on the university grounds, mask use is required in classrooms and buildings or meeting spaces. You were provided with a cleaning kit at the beginning of last semester. There are still refillable products for those kits throughout campus. Please make sure that you are cleaning up behind yourself to protect the community. Please pay attention to the one-way entrances and exits within university spaces. If you feel sick or are exhibiting any COVID-19 symptoms, please do not come to campus. Stay home. Cancel your meetings. Call Curry Health Center and go get a test. There's some more information here, as well as the coronavirus and COVID-19 websites for the university. I obviously hope that this doesn't come to this, but in case I become sick during the course of the semester, I will do everything I can to maintain my teaching and mentorship, utilizing the existing modalities established for this semester. However, I will obviously be unable to utilize my university office and will therefore have to make some adjustments, such as not being able to film content in the way I so like at home. If I become unable to attend weekly class sessions or put up content we will figure out appropriate modifications to the course, utilizing my teaching assistants to make sure that the goals for this course are not greatly altered. And finally, I reserve the right to change the intended content of this course throughout the semester. This may be done to adjust for the speed of the class, to better meet educational goals, or to account for changes in technology, or to account for the ongoing pandemic. That is the syllabus. Great. If you have any questions, please feel free to send me an email.